Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What's going on, people? This is Influence, and today I got Modfans AL01 Ruller, which is their version of a masterpiece roller, which is kind of a new thing because roller never transformed, at least in no iteration that I know of. I know in some he was a independent bot and, you know, was a sentient being himself that worked with Optimus Prime, but he never transformed. So, but here we are. And this figure is great. It's like a little, I don't know, it reminds me of a little older style figure, but I mean, for the price, it's cheaper than a legend scale figure, and it's a pretty great figure. Like, it's a pretty good figure. Transformation's fun. It's not terribly involved, but it's enough for me. And paint on this guy, I got the red, white, and blue one, of course, you see, because I've always been accustomed to the blue roller. That's just what I always remember. And I do have the G1 blue roller here, so we'll compare them in vehicle mode. But yeah, what can I say? This figure is great. I mean, you can't beat it for the price. And the hardware has ratchets, has die cast, not rubber tires. Wait, no, tires not rubber, but it doesn't matter to me. It gives me the feels of the old roller when he turns into roller. All right, so let's just get moving. So when you first get this bad boy, you do have to pull, or you don't have to, but it helps to stand this guy up. You pull these out, they're flipped in, and I just pulled these feet all the way down, stuck my finger in there to pop them out, and then pulled it all the way up and pushed that back. So yeah, that's the only part I think you really had to maneuver. And let's get into accessories. You know how I do. Doesn't have much to talk about, so we'll get right into it. So he comes with this hose, which mimics the G1 gas thing, and I'll show that because I do have that. So he has two guns. They're just all black, and we can put this hose down for now. Ain't gotta hold it. But you can see this gun and this gun with kind of like a 100-round clip on the bottom, magazine, whatever you want to call it. And you can put them together, and it's kind of, if you did a take real quick to look at, it kind of looked like Optimus Prime's gun a little bit. Prime's gun is iconic, and it doesn't, you can see it doesn't look like it, but like a quick take is all black, and it just is a big gun when it's combined. And either gun can store on his back, or you can put the guns together. Put these guns together like that, make a double gun. You can put this together like that if you want it like that, or you can put either one on his back and have him holding the other one with the hose or without the hose. So there's that. Directions, they were fine. Like I said, he's not too super involved. Box is nothing spectacular, but it's has a one-to-one representation here, and that's cool. Take a look at the robot. See his face. I think they did nice head sculpt. I mean, there's no reference, so the paint's looking good. The silver here with the blue, this is great. I paid what, $31 for this, and I mean, that's like 2014 prices, man, for a figure. It kind of maybe fans hobby or something ish. It kind of reminds me of a little bit, just like some of the stylings. It's definitely like styled in an older type of masterpiece, which I like though. I like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's built pretty good. I don't have any loose parts on mine. I don't know if anybody else is. I didn't look at anybody's videos because I was waiting for this guy, and I try not to look at people's videos before I do my review because I don't want to get tainted and just mimic what they say. You got all this stuff back here. You got the wheels. It can be manipulated a little bit. We'll get into articulation, and I'll put that on. That's not on, but most people will put a symbol on his chest. But I just didn't want to be norm. Well, twofold. One, I just have a red symbol, so it would wash it out because there's not the white around it. It's just fully red. So that would be terrible because I already tried that with a different figure and it looked terrible. So I figured I'll put it on his leg. I like the way it looks now. I got used to it. You can compare him to some figures. First, let's bring in Prime. You can see what he looks like next to Prime. I think that's great. I think that's great. I mean, there's no scale reference, so what are you gonna do? I like that though. And then bring in a mini bot, which I have Fans Toys Power Glide here, just so you can see how he is, how tall he is. So he's not a bad bot. I thought it was gonna be way smaller. I thought it was gonna be like legend size, but it's not really legend size. Articulation. So articulation, back and forth, down, up, not too much. He does go all the way around. And that's pretty much it. Arms go all the way around, but they feel like they're only on, I think they're only on ball joints. And it's not loose, but it's really easy to move. But I haven't had any failing, so we'll see. But then you can get up about like that. So he is a little limited on the articulation. He does have a kind of butterfly back and forth. Mainly do transformation. He has a double jointed elbow that gets you fully up. His arm can go up like that or go down. And really that's, if it goes all the way down, it's out the thing here. Oh, I think it's always out if it's moving. So it is a little loose. It does move. Has a bicep swivel right here. He has a fixed hand, which I believe that's a 5mm port, so he could fit anybody's gun and anybody could fit his gun. These wheels move. They kind of have this blocking it so it stays like this and doesn't go all the way to the front. I like his waist. His waist, he has a lot of articulation in his waist. He has the back and forth, the teacup kinda. You can get the crunch forward and back, and he has the swivel all the way around. So that's great for waist. Skirts, all four skirts get up. He can do the splits and it's on friction, but it's enough. It feels tight. This leg feels tighter than this leg though. Then you got forward and back, which is also on friction, but he can do the hurdles as well. So he does the splits and the hurdles with independent skirts. So that's great. He has a, I think it's a, no, it looks like maybe a universal or something with a mushroom peg. So he does get the thigh swivel. About that much. I didn't even notice this QC sticker. I would have took it off, but take it off now. Following Fans Toys routes. All right, I'm gonna have to get that off better, but who cares for now? Stick that on the instructions. Knees has ratchets and they feel really good. They're not super strong, but they are enough. I don't even think he needed ratchets because the legs, this isn't die cast, just right here I believe is die cast, and it is fully painted, which a lot of this is surprising to me. So you saw that, and then you get the toe tilt all the way down and it goes up to there because it hits right here, and then he has the heel spur, independent heel spur that goes straight and down basically. And you can get a little rocker. Rocker is limited, but it's cool. Cool to get a pose. You can still get a good A stance and have his feet on the ground. Get a little, you know, and he's pretty stable. He's pretty stable. You see, it didn't take me any type of, I mean, it ain't super dynamic, but it's a good pose. And these things move in order to keep his legs where you need it. Like his knees could bend that far forward. So that's the articulation too. You can kind of use it to kind of get him stable sometimes. Like you can have one like that so he can get stable, where you can have the other one in like a dynamic pose, and it kind of keeps the stability because of how it is with his waist bend. And you see the back is pretty clean. So let's get into transformation. I like to turn the head around just because I don't even think they tell you that in the steps, but and you can't really see it either way, but I just do it because it's just something I do that I'm used to. So then you pull this out. There's two pegs that peg in the air. Be careful, don't try to like pull it up. You got to like pull it straight out and down, and then it's gonna go up eventually, but you can leave it like this for now. These arms, lift that up, push these hands in, put that down. Again over here, put these hands in, put that down. Then you can take this chest the same way, has two pegs that peg in right there, but I was like trying to pry it at, oh, I don't know, maybe it's all right now, maybe it's just tight, but when I was trying to pry it wouldn't come out, but I had to like kind of pull it out all together. And then you move it down, you see those two pegs down there, and that's where it kind of sits and pegs in. You can move this out and up like that, and this will go down here and rest eventually. Do the same thing over here. Move that out and up and down. Now you can move this. It's a little piece right there. It's tabbed in. It's kind of like a split friction joint. So you move that all the way out and have that up. These two sides, move that up. And you can move this up and just leave it like that. Then there's something in here at the top of this shoulder that you just pull up, and it kind of, see if I can, then you can wrap this around there like that. It doesn't really tab in nowhere, I don't know if it's supposed to. No, it just looks like it's supposed to wrap around. Doesn't stay great, but I'll show it over here a little bit better. The blues are dark. So pull this up here. There we go. In there. You bend this arm up here, and this peg right here will peg in right there. Kind of get it, and you can see like the molding, it'll mold around it. So right here, do the same thing. There we go. So this you can bend down and it pegs in right there. That peg pegs in right there. So bend that down, peg that in, and that's basically how it stays. Then you can move this around, these around, and you can kind of start to see it. Then you want to move these sides all the way down like that. Over here, move these sides down here like that, and then you're gonna move this in. This peg right here is gonna peg into that one, I believe. Yeah, that's the only one, because this is a screw hole. So you got to get this like bent. It's like a joint. You can see that joint there. You kind of bend it up, and then once it gets up, you can push it down some, and accordion in like that. Don't forget to move this tire up. I don't think I showed that. And then get this in there like that. And I move this around to try to get it where it needs to be. There we go. Same thing, move this tire up since I didn't show it last time. And then should go in good now. And this kind of, it's a peg on this arm that kind of pegs into there. Doesn't peg in tight. It kind of just stays where it needs to stay. You can move this down. And this is the thing that plugs into the trailer, kind of sticks out the back. And there's that. So then you pull these out, pull these out, pull these out, pull these out. And the thing with these wheels are there's a mechanism in there that moves around to make the wheel more centered, and you'll see what I mean. And it's hard. This is the only part that I don't like, because this little piece right here could break off, and in order to get this, it's really tight and you're moving it. I don't know if you can see that, not really, but you see how that's moving? That's a really tight. So try to get where the least leverage is, where you're not just pulling on this whole bar, like you're kind of holding this and moving this down like that. I think that's where it should be, over here. And they're both tight, so this one actually is a little looser. So you got that. So move this in, the heel spurs, and you can put this together now if you want. Then you just flip this over. Make sure these go in. Then you push this down. Make sure they're together, clean that up. Make sure these wheels are kind of spaced the same amount, because when I first did it, I didn't realize that you needed to move these wheels like that. See, if you're moving it out here, when it's out here, it's just on that little bar. Well, I guess it's always on that little bar. It's just harder to maneuver. And here we go. And here we have Roller, and he does what his name's sake. He rolls. He definitely rolls. You can put a couple guns back here if you want. You can put the gun on the side. Actually, I like it like this. Put this gun there and put this on the side here. Just easier to maneuver. Then you can put this like this to mimic the gas line. There we go. And let's compare him with G1 Roller. And here he is with G1 Roller. And this is what I'm talking about. You got the little gas tank with the little, I don't know what this is. I guess it's supposed to be a gun, but it's not really. It's like he's coming out, going to fill up prime, even though I don't know who uses gas, because they use Energon, but maybe he's filling up with Energon. I don't know. I'm not gonna but you see the comparisons. I wish I had a trailer. I don't have a Masterpiece trailer. I think he can carry the trailer as well. Don't quote me on it, but I think I've seen that somewhere, him pulling the trailer. But yeah, this is it. And that's the only vehicle I got really to compare him to. But let's look at, got a couple seats here. I don't think no people will fit in there. I mean, you could probably crunch them up and figure it out and get them to fit. But he has the headlights painted in his knees. I believe this is his legs, the knees of the legs. But it, you know, they engineered it to make the front of the car. Got the lights, got the little marker over here. The wheels are nicely outlined. You might have seen it on the robot. This piece, it's a nice paint. Like the blue paint is really nice. The wheels are the only thing. It doesn't really have a locking point, I don't think. Let me see. Yeah, it's just this that stops it. So when it's on the ground, he's fine because it pushes up. It has like these stoppers. But if you pick him up, his wheels are a mess. They're just moving all over the place. This comes out. I couldn't get it out earlier. I don't know if I can get it out now. Out early. So you just pull that out and I think that's where he can grab the trailer. I'm not sure. But yeah, in any instance, that's that. But then his light's there. Yeah, it's a nice figure. Nice figure. I definitely recommend it, especially at the price point. So let's just go backwards, like I do. Pull this out here. Move it down. Put this apart. Move the wheels in. When you move these wheels in, you got to remember to move the wheels up because you see it hits that. So then you can get these wheels back up. Fans toy squeak going on. Yeah, this one's much easier. I don't know, it's just this side. Then you can get the spurs out. I showed you earlier how I got them out. Just push that. Push that. Pull these out here like this. Kind of get it out on that joint right there. Then I'll move this up right now, or I'll forget. Then do the same over here. Put it on that joint. Move those up, then move these arms around. These arms around. Move this up, down, and back. You can kind of get it around there and then fold it into there like that. Again over here. Fold it into there. Move his head around. Move this down here. You got to kind of plug it in first and then push it all the way. Now for his arms, just move that down, move that up, and move this in and back, and then that goes there. I wish some of this stuff plugged on, but I mean, I can't really complain for 30 bucks or whatever. Like, it's wild. Like, I thought this was gonna be something really cheap. I mean, I bought it because it was, you know, it looked interesting. Roller that can transform. So I was like, well, looks like their first outing. I don't know if this is their first outing, to tell you the truth. It doesn't seem like it, but it could be. It could be. They could have just been taking cues from some other. Don't forget the chest. Move that up. And everything is back. And we're back on point. Take the gun if you want. And there he is. And this was AL01 Ruller. The red, white, and blue one. I don't know if the 01 or AL or whatever is what's different. I'm not sure because I don't know what the silver one was called. Alright, so thank you for checking out this review. And if you enjoyed it, do all the YouTube stuff. And I will get up with you in another one. Peace.
You know, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.